Who is that?
I'm Toad from Mario.
Does he sound like... Oh, you ain't got that voice at all. You talking like Keegan-Michael Key?
No, this is from the games.
Oh, I don't like that.
I'm Mario.
Don't like it.
You want a fellatio?
It's like hurting my ears.
Okay. Well, this is the mushroom episode. I'm Ben 10.
No, we're not continuing that.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome on back to Binge Warmers. My name is Hopper.
I'm Steven.
Steven's a little bit sick.
I'm over it.
He's a little bit he's always sick in the head, but he's a little sick.
No, I'm wearing this because my hair looks so fucked up.
Oh, really?
I've been laying in bed for a week, so
It's fine.
I showered last night. I woke up, I was like, beanie.
We good.
Beanie.
We good. Anyway, so this is the episode Camp Fia.
We like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's based. I mean, well, it's named after a like a '90s horror film or suspense film.
Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Smash the subscribe button. Tickle the notey button a little bit, you know.
I want to know from you, comment question of the day, what your opinions on mushrooms are. Do you like to eat them? Me and Steve
Or do you like to consume them recreationally?
Oh, like a drug?
If
thing?
you do, don't admit to it, just like if you would like to or not.
That's illegal, right?
Some places I think it's legal.
Or is it legal? Like Oregon?
I don't know. I said some places.
Doesn't Oregon have everything legal?
Probably.
Anyway.
What else are they going to do there? It's Oregon.
They're going to stand out in the rain. Right? Anyway. Camp Fia. We start off. We're cruising down the road. Ben and I almost said Ben and Quarrel.
Ben and Gwen.
Ben and Gwen are
They're in a rare mood this time.
dunking on each other about the birthday.
Just arguing, never shutting the fuck up.
Well, it's really Gwen's fault ultimately because she says some stuff like, oh, I'm planning my birthday. You know how Gwen is all type A. She's all
Why are you planning? You're
everything out.
10. Let your parents do it.
Or just like don't worry about it for 5 months. Like it's,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, you're planning out 6 months in advance. Like,
Yeah.
you don't gotta worry. It's not that serious.
It's not.
Just give it a break.
Yeah.
Gwenbo. Anyway, but they're fighting. Grandpa runs over a small child.
Yeah.
Named Gilbert.
I hate Gilbert so much.
Gilbert's
dude.
a creepy little fellow.
Punch him in the face.
And he's very, very loud.
Now he's got the moves though.
He do have the moves.
He tackles Ben.
He hits Ben with the flying tackle, straight up like Chris Jericho
Suplex
style.
his ass.
Like Rey Mysterio jumping off the top rope.
Gilbert with the 619.
He's got like a weird, like crusty mouth.
He's got like those bug teeth.
Yeah,
He's got little man
his
titties.
eyes are kind of like buggy,
Sunken
too.
in a little bit.
It's weird. Yeah, he's a creepy little character. He's knocked out for most of the episode.
Yeah.
But that's because Grandpa Max runs him over in the RV.
Yeah.
So.
The story revolves around this mycelium, which is the brain of a mushroom.
Which I mean, like, you think he's got a name besides mycelium? I guess
The wiki probably named him something, but
no, I think it's just mycelium in the wiki. I was thinking like, he could be like Jared or something.
yeah. I don't know.
Robert.
We don't have to name him. We can
guess
name him Gilbert
mycelium.
the second.
That would be like me being like, oh, I'm the brain.
Up the brain.
Because technically, it's all the brain.
Yeah.
Doing all of this is the brain.
Yeah.
So it's not like that's without reason.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, okay, I've got an identity behind brain. You know what I mean?
He's a complex organism, but he's not that complex because he has one motive. It's like Ego from Guardians 2. All he cares about is expanding.
Well, that's true. I can see that.
So, he seems like he's very intricate and intelligent, but really he's driven by one base desire.
Ben tries to save Gilbert because Grandpa runs him off the road, and he's
Yeah.
like holding onto a tree, and he says, "Stink fly to the rescue!" Gets cannibal.
Yeah. Which we
Cannibal
love.
is wet in this episode, so that furthers the dolphin theory, I guess.
I know.
Yeah. According to our poll on our community tab,
Thanks for participating in that. If
you
you
guys-
participated in it.
let me check how many votes we got, but I'm pretty sure it
think
was
we got like 10.
10 or
Yeah.
something. Majority were dolphin.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I voted tennis ball.
Did you? Yeah, I know because you're wrong.
Dude, but tennis ball, once you hear tennis ball, you're like, that makes more sense.
No, it doesn't.
I think it does. I guess we can put that to bed. The channel's opinion is now that he is a dolphin.
And you know what? We are the foremost authority on all things Benton.
We sure are, actually.
So, eat it, man of action.
Well, no, okay, that's what I was going to say. So the creator statements are not to be taken like as God, like not to be taken as like fact, because there's so many different creators, different series creators, have statements that clash.
Mine should be taken as fact.
No, you didn't do shit on Benton. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, I did.
You sick
I
prick.
watched it a lot. Yeah, so we get a new alien from Ben this episode.
This is true.
They don't name drop him, but it's wildvine.
Yeah, Grandpa goes, what is that thing?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm liking him.
He's like, oh, I like what he can do.
Yeah, doesn't even try to do it carefully. He's like, could have just flayed his grandpa right there, you know? He gets like bomb seeds. He's got stretchy arms.
Stretchy power. Kind of Spider-Man around.
Yeah, he's got the like thorn things for
hands.
cutting.
He can close up his clamp or his.
Yeah, we see that later. He can do like a drill thing with it.
Yeah, we can go under the ground. Yeah. You might notice he's got one big eyeball in his center of his head. But let me call your attention to his shoulders. Did you know that his shoulders also have eyeballs on them?
Those little, aren't they black looking things?
No, they're the same color as his eyeball. I typed in wildvine and it showed me like grape, like juice. Like
I think there is a brand.
Probably. Anyway. We might have him on his hands. No, he doesn't. That's fan art.
Well, don't get too deep into that rabbit hole.
I've got some vor.
Oh, you think those are eyeballs?
No, those are eyeballs.
Who said?
Look at the color of his eyeballs and look at those. It's so when he can close up his little trap, he can still see.
Maybe.
That's the truth. It's his eyeballs.
We'll think on it. We'll take another community poll.
Okay, I hate you so much. Anyway, but Wildvine as a child, I remember thinking was like my favorite.
Oh, dude, that's we put him in S tier in the ranking.
I know, and I just love plants so much. I don't know what it is about I think it's Pokemon's fault.
Yeah, Bulbasaur for sure.
Bulbasaur is the best. Like all the grass type, Bellsprout, all those types.
I don't think there was a best between the OG 3.
Yeah, they're equally cool among them all. But I'm just saying, like, I picked Bulbasaur. He's my favorite from his.
I did yellow, so I didn't have to have that distressing choice.
That is a distress. But because Pikachu ultimately.
I want to be real. I did not care about Pikachu at all.
Oh, really?
As soon as I got him, I put his ass in the vault.
Dude,
because he wouldn't evolve. When I found out he couldn't
put him
evolve.
In the vault?
He wouldn't evolve. I said, bitch, you're going to the PC, dog. Giving me a Raichu.
Gotta be ultimate. Gotta be optimal.
Yeah, so I got Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise. Yeah, you ain't got no Raichu? I ain't walking around with
Did you catch
fat ass Pikachu.
Did you catch another Pikachu?
No, I couldn't find one. Could not find one, dude.
Well, here's the deal. He walks around and says little funny stuff.
I know, I didn't care.
Dude,
he wouldn't evolve. He kept pushing
game.
the stone away. I was like, maybe next time. So like I come back to him, and then give it back to him.
You can't evolve him at all?
No, not in yellow.
So
he goes, Pikachu doesn't think he needs this to be good. Because it's supposed to follow like the anime.
Wait, aren't his stats like broken though?
I don't know. Maybe.
I feel like his stats
I was
are
too
broken.
young to look at stats back then.
That's fair. They might not even have had.
I was just like, take the stone. I spent so much money on this.
Damn stone, you rat.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway, yeah. So Wildvine, man, he's cool. He's
we compare him a lot to Swamp Fire.
Monkey D. Luffy.
No.
Stretching around,
No.
Yeah, I was wondering too. I was on the Ben 10 Discord the other day, and I was asking about because we're planning a video where we do playlists.
Yeah,
like, you can only pick 10 aliens. That's our video.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Probably way down the road, but working on it. So
yeah,
you can let us know what your playlists are in the comments. I would actually love to see that. But I'm kind of stuck between Wildvine, Swamp Fire, and Heat Blast because I mean, if you think about it, you can get plant and fire out of one
just
alien.
going Wildfire.
Bro, so good.
He's so cool looking,
He's very cool looking. He's got more plant utility.
His voice is sicker than
Swamp
Fire.
I was gonna say Jim Ward, who also voices XLR8. Voices the Wildvine. Yeah, his voice. I think his voice is very iconic.
Mm-hmm.
It stands apart. It's so wild how the OG series makes their voices stand apart without like making they're introducing new voices every time, but they're making them stand apart different species.
Yeah.
Whereas down the road in Ultimate Alien, it's mainly just like D. Bradley Baker or John DiMaggio, like the same couple of people, and they've got great range. Nothing against them. D. Bradley Baker, you can barely tell on some of the aliens. They're different, but I like that they bring in new people, or they just repurpose other people to do different voices. Like XLR8 and Wildvine sound totally different to me.
Yeah. What do you think? Ben and Gwen have learned a lesson. So, what was that lesson?
This is what I gained from it. It's wow, rude.
I'm gonna cough all over the mic.
When I went to Wisconsin, I was coughing all over the airplane, and I could just tell people were getting annoyed with how much I was coughing.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't help. You can't help coughing.
And it's also once you become aware of it, you try to not do it, and then you feel way more self-conscious about it.
Did you ever do that in school where you're like,
yeah. Or I'd be like, okay, I've coughed 3 times. I can't cough again for at least another 20 minutes.
I know.
Just to get them off the scent that I've been coughing.
But you'd be dying.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
Yeah. There's, if you like choke on your own spit or whatever and you start coughing like that. I remember we just got done with a test and I was dying because I'd done that. But I was too embarrassed. Like, for some reason, like, dumb me. I was just like, people don't want to hear that. They're going to make fun of me. So I was just like trying to hold that all in. You can't do it. You know what I mean?
It's just impossible. Like, just cough. And do it like one or two big coughs.
Yeah, get it over with.
Get it out of the way. Everyone's not gonna think anything.
No one cares. They're gonna look and they'll be like, "Oh, he's coughing," and then they're just gonna go about their day. Like, but in my head, I was like, "No, everyone's gonna make fun of me."
For some reason, it was like the most embarrassing thing to cough in front of other people in school.
Yeah,
you just want to hold.
Maybe that's just us being dorks or something.
Well, no, since we both had that shared experience, I feel like that's a common thing.
Unless that's why we're friends. We're both the same person.
Anyway, so what were we on about?
Ben and Gwen learned a lesson.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. At the start of the episode, Ben and Gwen are fighting hard. They're in rare form, as you say. They're fighting about their birthday 6 months away. Mm-hmm. I think they're kind of tired of being cooped up with each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, talk of like, it's mine. I got my own stuff. You keep your own stuff. Like, Grandpa makes them share a flashlight and a towel and all those different things.
They're just tired of sharing everything.
Essentially. And then we see these little twins who are sort of a parallel.
Andy and Mandy.
Dang, I'm glad you remembered the names. And like by the end of it, I guess the difference is Ben and Gwen argue about petty small stuff.
Yeah.
And these twins are happy about, they're on the surface level, they're happy with each other. They're fine. But then when everything breaks down, the twins go to crap. Like
they're also like 6 or 7.
That's true. It's a little bit, easier to explain that. But when everything goes to crap, they start arguing each other. I never wanted to go to camp. It was your idea. We should have never stayed in the closet. And she goes, that was your idea. And he goes, but you didn't have to go along with it. It's a funny line.
I like it.
So anyway, that's and Gwen says at the end of it, or toward the end of it, she's like, you guys should stop arguing. You're family. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, okay, Gwen, you're being a hypocrite right now. Because
but it's like her really like, oh, duh. Like when Ben says you don't care about anyone but yourself kind of thing with Kevin 11.
But arguably, Ben's the problem, and Ben is nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
to not learn this lesson. In fact, when he's talking to the mycelium as wildvine, the mushroom says, he says something about, don't you want to have one, as a plant species, don't you want to have one consciousness that shares the whole world or shares everything? And he's like, no, ask my cousin. I can't share anything.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done sharing.
So that's like...
And he still never learns the lesson by the end of it.
No, and then like running away from... running towards to save Grandpa. Grandpa gets captured.
Yeah.
So accelerate going to save Grandpa. He's like, Gwen wants to come with him, and he's like, no, we don't share this. And he's like, and he kind of flashes
the bling.
We don't share this.
I saw my wrist.
I don't know.
He hit the gritty on her as he jumped down the hole to save Grandpa.
He did the default dance.
Yeah. Flossed a little bit as she jumped backwards.
But she kind of says like, be careful. Like she's just like going along with it. So I don't like the message is very muddled. I would say.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the way they beat the mushroom, very unique. They set it up from the very beginning. Ben scratching his...
Yeah, but he's not even scratching. It looks more like he's massaging it.
He's massaging his dog.
It's so weird. He got little toes out.
It gave me like Miranda Cosgrove, iCarly flashbacks.
Yes,
where
dude.
He's like toes in the camera.
Yeah.
So gross. But Grandpa, in his cup holder of all things, he got 4 cup holders. He pulls out athlete's foot powder from his cup holder.
And he's just like, take it.
Grandpa, you got some athlete's foot? Buddy?
Yeah, what's going on in there?
Got some alien dandruff or something?
Well, he probably wears the same boots.
That's true. They all wear the same things.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Even Gwen, who pretends to care about fashion, is always wearing the same cat shirt.
Yeah, and Caprice. But yeah, he's like, and it's foreshadowing because this is the beginning of the episode. He goes, this will kill about any fungus out there. And we're like, oh, guess what episode this is?
I remember as a kid being like, oh, okay. And I remember thinking, maybe I'd already seen the episode or something, but I was like, oh, that kills fungus. Interesting. And then they see Gilbert, and he's got some junk on him. And they're like, and Ben's like just tapping at it, touching it.
Stop.
Don't you wash your hands or something?
It could be like a birthmark. We don't even know.
Well, Gwen or Grandpa is like, it's some kind of fungus.
Yes.
And at that point, it was not very far apart. Where I was like, oh, they have the foot. I thought they were gonna pour the foot powder on him.
Yeah.
No. And then so eventually by the end of it, I was like, oh, duh, they used the foot powder.
Yeah. It would have been cool to set up like he keeps the rash throughout the whole thing, and as they're flying away, he like starts scratching it.
They don't really. they don't really resolve the twins or Gilbert's story.
They don't resolve like them. They don't resolve where the rest of the campers went. We don't know.
Because the mycelium is 100% ravenously trying to eat Grandpa.
Yeah.
And Ben, who is a plant at this point. So I don't know
I don't know what his diet is, but it's just everything. Apparently,
he said. We both looked at each other and kind of like groaned when Wildvine's like, "Too bad you aren't a vegetarian."
Yeah.
Like, aha, you're a plant.
You're so funny.
Wait, but hold on. That raises the question: if you kill and eat a Wildvine, is that a vegetarian dish or is that a carnivore dish? It's a living creature.
It depends on his consistency. Like, is he made of plant stuff or has he got like meat on him?
Maybe it's like a Beyond Burger. Like it's soft. It's like it's soft plant.
If it's organic, like plant wise, then you're vegetarian.
This is an interesting question. Like if you skin and eat a Bulbasaur, is that meat or is that?
You're just a bad person.
Yeah, don't skill and eat.
Don't eat a Bulbasaur.
What if you pick his little bulb?
No, because a Bulbasaur isn't fully plant. It's got the plant on its back, but it's like a dinosaur too.
That's true. What about like Bellsprout?
Bellsprout, yeah, that's straight plant.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if Ben could turn into some of these Pokemon.
Oh, I made a tweet about what do you think he could turn into the
Follow us at Bingewarmers Pod on Twitter
on
or
Twitter.
X. No, it's
Anyway.
in the description if you want to look it up.
Lilo and Stitch 626 he was created, but could the watch replicate him?
I think so because he's got DNA.
I want him to turn into the other one that
What?
makes sandwiches.
Leroy. Oh no, what is his name?
I don't know. I was hoping you would remember
Melvin or something.
something.
I think he was 6'5".
Something. He was like he's literally everything about Stitch, but he makes sandwiches.
Oh, I bet I could find his name. I bet I could search my brain and find his name.
Reuben.
Reuben! Of course it's Reuben. I'm such an idiot.
Because he makes sandwiches.
Yeah, of course. Duh. Anyway.
Okay, Reuben has the same powers as Stitch with the addition of advanced language programming, the ability, in parentheses it says, the ability to speak perfect English with an inexplicable Brooklyn accent, and the ability to make sandwiches.
I just watched the trailer.
He is 6'5" as well. Anyway, back on topic.
Back on Ben Jam.
Yeah, so that's how Ben figures out to take out the mycelium, was with the
Puts his foot powder in there.
foot powder in it. And we're talking like a shoe, maybe we'll say he's a size 6. He's 10,
Sure.
right? Size 6 shoe with a little bit of powder in it, kills the whole mycelium.
It was like it was instant.
Yeah.
It was like that TikTok sound where he's like, light work, no reaction. Then it's like the next one. He's like, ooh, it's got a little bit of a kick.
Yeah, like and then Ben pulls out a whole thing out of his pocket.
Yeah, he just had it on him.
He's like, oh, it's literally like you shot someone in the chest, they're bleeding out, and you do 2 more to the head is how it felt when he grabbed it.
I like the idea that Ben and Grandpa are just obsessed with having foot powder around them at all times.
On like they've got like the utility belt.
Yeah, and I like that they kind of set it up too. It's like everyone at Camp Opelika gets.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. Camp Omabunga.
Numba. Jumba.
Camp is taken over by mushrooms.
What?
That's a Native American phrase.
Oh.
Almost an Italian. That's an Italian phrase. They do have pasta in this. They have
Spaghetti.
and pizza.
It's like, oh, the spaghetti's still warm.
He almost puts his hands
Goes
in.
back. And he's just eating it. Ben's just eating the spaghetti.
The lights go off, and they're all kind of like, "What's going on?" And Ben's just going hard.
He takes the Omnitrix, starts rubbing his mouth with it. And we're like, Dick, you wonder why the Omnitrix doesn't listen to you. The Omnitrix is covered in spaghetti sauce.
He's like, I think it needs to recharge. It's just red. Like the whole thing is red.
It says,
spaghetti.
you, Benjamin.
It says gross too.
It like jumps off of his wrist, goes and pairs up with the mycelium.
The mycelium's like, oh, sweet. 4 arms.
The earth just gets 4 arms, comes out of it.
Mushroom 4 arms, like,
Yeah, dude.
hammering down.
Oh, you get a mushroom tip for sure.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's talk about the different types of mushrooms, because I saw a couple.
Did you? I only saw one.
No, there was like the ones that look like, they had the 2 mouths.
Yeah.
And they look like, in their Tinder bio, they would say something like, my man needs to be 6'4" with the tattoos, and he has to be ripped, and...
Yeah, I see that.
that look to him?
Yeah.
I don't know how to
Cracked out.
I don't know how to explain that, but
Yeah.
that's how they look to me.
And then, you know what? It makes sense.
Thank you.
But what's the other mushrooms you're talking about?
There's like huge ones that pop out of the ground. They have like green tentacles and they swallow the twins.
Oh, yeah.
And I think those have spores, but Gwen shoots them with
Yeah, Gwen
arrows.
doesn't even care that twins are in there. They're just like, I won't hit them for sure.
Surely not. Oh, God.
Katniss.
And then there's the ones that have the blue tentacles that wrap around Grandpa and Wild Mutt.
Yeah, but those weren't mushrooms. Those were straight tinnies.
Well, it's all mushrooms, right?
No.
Wait, what doesn't make sense if it's not mushrooms.
Yeah, it's just tentacles. They were
Whose
just
tentacles
tentacles. They came out of something, but they were straight just tentacles.
He's a mushroom.
He's a mycelium. He's the brain of a fungus. Funguses create mushrooms to spread their stuff.
Okay, so they're all.
But there's other. Yeah, but this wasn't a mushroom. It was just tentacles.
So it's fungus tentacles.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not a mushroom.
Well, it comes out of the mycelium.
Doesn't matter.
We'll agree to disagree. I don't care about fighting you on this.
Yeah, you do. You care.
I just feel like.
Yeah, you care. I can see it.
I just feel like. I don't know. They're so instant.
I just think it's funny how.
I just think it's funny how. You should. Every time we do that.
You did. You went. What? And I was like, I wanted to say it so
we
bad.
both in our heads were saying.
Chris Pratt has ruined us.
Really though.
Much like Kim K was ruined.
We could talk about there's some like bioluminescent fungi in the cave. Like very pretty when they go down under the cave.
You think it'd be gross. They're really good at gross.
But it reminds me a lot of like Terraria.
Yeah.
You ever see that? You ever play that?
No, I haven't watched. I've watched you play it a few times.
There's
I'm
like
not a fan of side scrollers.
There's biomes in Terraria that are like fungus, kind of biomes, and you can get like because you eat. It's an RPG thing where you eat mushrooms and get health. Yeah. You can mine mushrooms. You can get like bioluminescent mushrooms. It's pretty. It's lit up, mushrooms.
Yeah.
Sort of Avatar maybe too.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Some Avatar mushrooms.
I had lobster bisque the other day.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Was it from a can or did you make it?
No, it was from Sam's Club.
Oh, but
You just throw it in a pot, heat it up. Might have some more tonight. Thinking about it.
Bisque.
Yeah, I love bisque, dude.
Anyway, well, lots of mushrooms. They shrivel up and die. They shrivel up like they lose all the moisture out of them somehow.
Yeah.
Ben and Grandpa get covered in pink goo, so I guess that's where all the moisture went.
It's funny that Grandpa didn't want to take those and be like, think about the nutritional value of mega mushrooms. Or I know a few people would like to get high off this. Grandpa back's from the 60s,
There's a point where Gwen's yelling at the twins because they're fighting over which one's going to go down the zip line first.
Yeah.
And she says, zip it.
Oh.
Thought that was pretty clever.
I didn't hear that. Yeah.
I
was just thinking, man, no harnesses? They're just raw dogging that? That was my thought.
A little mushroom guy comes over and...
Yeah, he cuts it.
He nibbles on it.
Yeah.
And it like falls, and it's like, oh yeah, what do you think was going to happen?
Yeah. Also, why did it take him so long to get... Because it did not look that long. And
I know. It looked like it was like and zip lines are very quick anyway, because it's just here, gravity, down.
I saw... there was the Swedish slasher film me and Des watched on Netflix, and... the guy was terrorizing these work group. They were going to a work retreat or whatever, and he booby trapped the whole place, was killing everybody. There was a zip line, and people were trying to get on it to go to the other side and call for help and stuff. He knew they would do that, and he put spikes on the end, so they just zip lined into it and died.
Pretty creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to summer camp? Did you ever go to summer camp?
Never did. Couldn't afford it.
I went to a bug camp one year.
What is that?
We talked about bugs.
You stayed in a camp and stuff though?
Yeah, it was like a.
I always wanted to as a kid. It always sounded cool and fun.
The bug aspect I didn't love.
No, yeah, just go to camp.
Also went to a museum camp where we stayed in the museum.
Why can't there just be camps?
I don't know.
What kind of museum was it?
It was like a history museum.
For what history?
It's like natural history, like animals and evolution and dinosaurs and stuff.
What did it cover?
It was just like a natural history. I don't know, man. It just has a bunch of wildlife exhibits and stuff.
Damn.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
so you went to camp a few times.
That we didn't stay over. We stayed over 1 or 2 nights. We slept in the museum. Most of the time it was just I was with my cousin, so we were sleeping at his parents' house. I also went to a marine biology camp too.
That sounds sick.
That was pretty sick.
Did you get to swim with dolphins?
No, I swam with cannibals though.
It's funny. I was showing Des the short in the community feed and everything, and she was watching us argue about it on the video, and she was like, "Did you really think that dolphins had little baby fur and stuff?" I was like, "I've never seen a dolphin." She goes, "What?" I said, "I've never seen a dolphin. I just imagined it would be like that."
I let that go in the video, but in my head, I'm like, "There's no way dolphins have hair."
Yeah. Des goes, "You've seen a dolphin?" I said, "No, I haven't." She goes, "We went and saw him at the aquarium for my birthday." And I said, "Oh, well, obviously I don't remember that." But she asked me, I said, "I've never seen a dolphin." Just made that stuff because I wanted to argue.
I hate you so much.
I'm giving you short content, dude.
fair. Give me community poll
Oh man,
content.
Des was so like, I said, yeah, I've never seen a dolphin. What do you want from me?
You're like, I don't really care. I was just arguing.
That's why I felt even more validated when I saw the community votes.
Oh my god! If you guys have been watching along with us, like if you watch every single episode of this, you know Steven's like borderline obsessed with how Cannonball feels. It's just really funny.
You know, I'm borderline the same way with Upgrade. I just felt like I couldn't have two. You know what I mean? Because I feel like he's like a rubbery consistency. You know?
A rubbery consistency?
Yeah, yeah,
Like he would bounce if you dropped him on the floor?
yeah.
You know, Upgrade, I don't even like to think about because he's just got so much shit going on. He can make like little
He
things.
makes me angry. Just thinking about him.
Hey, he was created, so
Yeah.
there's some basis for your Stitch.
Yeah, but Asmith put him in there, you know?
That's true.
He's a little
That's
biased.
the boy.
He's going to see Stitch and be like, that is an abomination, and it will never be in this Omnitrix.
That Ben Henderson is fucking stupid. That
Lilo's
is not going in the Omnitrix.
Lilo's like, or Stitch is like, Blue Punch Buggy?
He just smacks ass with a huge butt.
I will tell you, that was a funny scene when they put the carrot in the gun, and he's like, you shouldn't play with weapons. He goes, okay, here you go. And he goes, no. And he's like, so by the end of it, Jumbo forgets that he doesn't want it, but he gets
it's
it.
like still like
Yeah,
building up
and
there.
Stitch is all sad, like, you win. And he's like sad, and then Jumbo's like, yeah, and then they both blow up.
So stupid.
It's a great movie.
Pretty good movie.
Watch Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, the rust bucket gets like its engine covered with fungus, and Grandpa's just like, okay, I guess we're sleeping here.
I mean, what else are
Bro.
you supposed to do?
Go upgrade. Get all that crap
That's true.
out of there.
That is true.
Go heat blast, scorch it out of there,
Yeah.
something. I would not stay the night there. I'd be
Yeah.
like, y'all are getting up out of here.
Yeah.
Anything. Gray Matter could probably get up in there and fix it. Accelerate. 2 seconds. He could take the engine apart and put it back together again.
You're smart. Stinkfly could just make runs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
he could
even
just fly him away.
Accelerate could do that.
Yeah.
Grab two at a time. Boom, boom, done.
If he, I mean, like,
Leave the rust bucket there overnight. It can stay.
yeah, Grandpa Max can just walk and they can like their kids
But
can.
the good thing is that they did stay and they got rid of it. If they left, they were all be zombie food.
That's true. I didn't want to talk about convenience for convenience sake, but like
That was
Ben
the
10's bad about that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, conveniently we're here, and conveniently they just dug into the mushrooms, and that's
Yeah.
what uncovered this whole thing. Also, not aliens, right? Like they're under the earth. This is an Earth thing.
Yeah, it's an Earth thing. Earth's got some baddies.
Huge mushroom
Like Anna Kendrick.
creature. Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, she's a baddie, dude.
Okay. I agree.
Des makes fun of me. She makes fun of me for thinking she's attractive.
It is weird that we both like are super into Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
But, like, she's just like a kind of a mousy, weird little lady. Like
She is not weird.
You were gonna
She
say
is
mouse-
art.
She's very mousy though.
She is mousy.
No, I like. I'm saying obviously I have a huge crush on her, but I'm saying that like it's a weird. It's not like Megan Fox.
Yeah.
It's funny. Accelerate was good in this. I don't know if I mentioned he had like claws.
I liked how he was like
Because he has like his hands are claws.
big meaty claws.
Big meat. These claws ain't just for attracted mates.
Rock 'em, sock 'em.
Robble frobble.
Please pass the egg salad.
What a deep cut that is.
Rackle fraggle.
But no, you see Accelerate, he's got like his little claws and he's using them supersonic speed to rip
Yeah,
apart.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's cool.
It's sick.
He never does it again.
Epic.
He never once brings it up again.
Well, you can't really kill a lot of people.
You don't have to kill people. Just, it's like that would be. I feel like there's like, well, I'll point it out in the future where it's like he could use his super sharp, super fast.
I hope
claws.
you do that.
I shall.
I'm looking excited.
What about Wildmutt? He does barely nothing, barely anything.
Really?
He
Yeah, he does.
He gets captured.
How many times did Ben run to that place just to time out? My guy walked to it and then turn on the watch.
Okay, you don't get this, but there's a thing in One Piece where I promise it's funny.
They always are when you start it like that.
There's an arc where they all switch bodies, and one of the characters has like this mega move that's like, it's like he can't control it, but it's like he turns into this big giant monster, and he's got this whole like thing going on. Actually, no, I think he can't control it at this point, but he can only use it once in like 24-hour period.
Yeah.
And so the guy whose original body it is, he's like, only do this when you get close. He's like, you can use my other forms before you get there. So it's like whatever. And he looks over, the dude in his body is just like, and he takes the thing and becomes this huge monster like right away. He's like, you've only got like 4 minutes. What are you doing?
That's awesome.
That's kind of what this reminds me of.
It is, because every time Ben goes there, he times out, and I'm like, if you just walked it, buddy.
Come on, Ben. But yeah, Wildmutt, he gets captured quicker than Ben like Ben, he gets captured as Wild Mutt. He turns back into Ben, and then he runs away.
Yeah.
So Wild Mutt gets captured before Ben gets. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
weird. I don't like it.
What are there? The stinkfly. We mentioned stinkfly like passes out all the foot fungus powder.
Yeah, that's how they fix it in the end.
And then Ben and Gwen don't resolve anything because Ben's like, you can have the actual birthday. I'll celebrate my birthday whenever. And she goes, no, you take it. And he goes, I knew I could get you, idiot.
Yeah, and then Grandpa Max eats a mushroom pizza. It looked really good.
Maybe that's the mushroom.
That's just the film theory.
That's just, oh.
Yeah.
Hey, pour one out for old Matt Pat, huh?
I think he's still going to be in there. He's just going to be in the background more.
Probably. I think he's
going to be more creative lead on it. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Tune in next week. We've got the Sword of Destiny.
Yeah, that's where Grandpa Max flips his lid.
Yeah, he becomes a child abuser.
Do you like mushrooms? You like mushrooms?
Yeah, I love mushrooms.
What's your favorite type of mushroom?
I think just portobello.
I like a good white.
Is it a white mushroom?
What they call that? Just white mushroom.
I don't know.
I like butter mushrooms at like the Chinese buffet.
Oh, those are good. Mushrooms in general, they're fire, dog.
I love the shiitakes too.
Yes.
Like in a soup. Oh, bro.
Mushrooms on a pizza, dude. So good. Mushroom chicken and like
Alfredo.
Spinach.
Ooh.
With an Alfredo
pizza.
base. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good, dude.
Making me
Hungry for some punch. But yeah, we'll see you next week.
Thanks
Bye.
for watching. Goodbye.